Good morning. When you're disappointed with God, you really have two options. You can lean into Him or you can lean away from Him. Think about a meaningful relationship where someone does something that disappoints you. You turn and run away from them, and the distance between you only gets greater, and your sense of disappointment and your sense of frustration and cynicism only grows. But what if you lean in? What if you process? What if you determine their motive? What if instead of letting distance creep in, you press closer? We learned something on the heels of this statement about exaction and exile that we read yesterday. I'm going to pick up in verse 5, and you're going to see in verse 5 through 8 a couple of options that are available to us to respond to God. Thus says the Lord, "Cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart turns away from the Lord. He is like a shrub in the desert and shall not see any good come. He shall dwell in the parched places of the wilderness, in an uninhabited land." The first option that you have available to you is to say, God has disappointed me, and I will trust in humans. Think of all the isms, all the worldviews in our present world and culture that cause us to trust in man rather than God. Nationalism causes us to trust in our governments. Egoism causes us to trust in ourselves. Humanism causes us to trust in the ever-evolving skills, insights, talents of humanity as a whole. A variety of isms that walk their way down, and yet they all end up failing us because our trust is in man. He gives this vivid illustration. He's like a shrub in the desert. If you go west of the Salt Lake Valley, where we live, you end up into a very, very sparse desert. And you know, if you were a shrub out there, it'd be the worst of the plant life that you could have. There's not much there to be had, and it's this picture that you're like that shrub out there. There's just no good. It's parched, it's wilderness, it's uninhabited. It's an uninhabited salt land. We know what that's like in our own geography, and that's no place for survival. So your first option is a bad option. Don't trust in man because you're disappointed with God. Don't run to the isms of the world because somehow God is disappointed with you. You will only find greater disappointment, and you'll find no lasting treasure as you dig in that cistern trying to get water from a place that can provide you no refreshment. We'll look tomorrow at the other option. May the Lord strengthen you this day.